Hello everyone, Brutal Honesty here. Uh, Here for another unscripted rant after an entire summer semester of biology. Anyhow, I'm just going to dedicate this rant for the wonderful situation the entirety of the United States and some other countries are in right now. You know, when I was a kid, I really used to think that when I grew up, this is going to be a world run with science, and there will be cool gadgets that all governments will focus on solving global warming, and that would colonize Mars by the year of 2020, where we are now. Instead, we have such a large sum of the human population still listening to a bunch of mumbo jumbos about what to do towards a virus, something in which scientists have been studying heavily for nearly an entire century now. And my rant here is those people, be it Christians, be it Jewish, be it Muslims, be it Hindu, be it Buddhists, be it whatever, are they really, really in the right state of mind when they listen to a bunch of people who have only studied one book and interpretations of that one book, and they go on and say that all these doctors, all these medical scientists, all these healthcare experts, all these epidemiologists, they have no idea what they're talking about, and they're trying to somehow control you. Let me ask you this, to anybody who genuinely believes that the vaccine is some sort of microchip, that you can pray the virus away, that the virus is a test. Let me ask you this. If you think science is evil, if you think that research is evil, if you think that any innovation is evil, why the hell haven't you already left technology, left science, left society, left everything, and went out in the field and started living like the Amish? Do you know why? Because science is really convenient for you, isn't it? It's convenient to have electricity. It's convenient to have running water. It's convenient to have indoor plumbing. It's convenient to have indoor heating. It's convenient to have a cell phone. It's convenient to have a computer. It's convenient to have high-speed internet. It's convenient to have medicine when you need it. It's convenient to have readily available food. It's convenient to have fridges. But when somehow it's not convenient for you to listen to people who have invented all of these things for you, suddenly they're basically spouting the word of devil, shaitan, whatever you want to call it, and that it's all evil and it's all gonna lead you to hell. How many people who believe the exact things that you believe have done any sort of innovation ever? Look at throughout history. Almost all scientists, almost all doctors, almost all inventors, even the ones that were of faith, were never truly very religious and always had religious opposition. Do you want to know why? Because they spoke out against dogma. Educated people don't listen to just random groupthink fallacies that are impossible to prove because they don't hold any logic to begin with to clarify as a proper hypothesis that can even be tested or proven. They just spill out rhetorical arguments, arguments that make no sense, like the vaccine is a microchip. Do you even know what a vaccine is? A vaccine's purpose is to stimulate your immune system to produce antibodies for a specific virus. That's what a vaccine is. It's not a microchip. It's not going to reconfigure your entire DNA. It's not going to give you autism. Its entire purpose is just to teach your body to, heck, it just incent your body to produce antibodies for one specific virus. Is it so complicated to understand? And another thing is, like, climate change is a hoax. It's not. It's not. Every single year has been the hottest year on record for more than a decade now. The odds of that happening naturally, just like spontaneously, is mind-bogglingly impossible. Unless there is basically a feedback loop effect of continuous warming caused by an increase of greenhouse gases in the atmosphere. It's also simple understanding of chemistry and physics. It doesn't need a genius. You can explain it with 8th grade earth science and earth grade chemistry and physics. I'm not sure about the US. I mean, I know most kids in the US, they don't take physics or chemistry until they're like 10th or 11th grade, which I think is a disaster because so many 17, 18-year-olds in the US that I see in college, they tell me like, oh, you took biology in high school and you took physics in high school. Like, shouldn't that stuff be mandatory? Shouldn't it be mandatory for people to understand basic physics, basic biology, basic chemistry, basic earth science, basic mathematics? Yet it's basically a choice to understand how the world works at a very basic level. What sort of educational system is that? I mean, you get people, do you know what it produces? People that are denying the effectiveness of wearing a thin layer of cloth over your face. And they're calling it basically, oh, it's against human nature to wear a mask. And that it's not human. Then why don't you just walk in the street naked then? Aren't clothes unnatural? Aren't they made with, so many of them today are made with polyester and latex in them? Why don't you take those off and burn them? Why don't you take them off and recycle them or stuff like that? And go back to wearing leather. I mean, I'm not with polyester and all that shit, which should really, really end this whole microplastic clothing. But when you have such a level of idiocracy where people don't know basic chemistry, of course they're not going to understand that the clothes they're wearing is unnatural and dangerous. While they're going to believe that wearing a face mask that is so unbelievably thin that it just allows the particle of oxygen to penetrate and for you to breathe easily without any trouble whatsoever. But no, they think that wearing that mask is somehow going to kill you. I guess a lot of Bedouins should be dead because they tend to put a cloth around their face, but try explaining that to an entire population of people that never took basic biology in high school, because it's a choice for them to take basic biology, and of course their parents are going to tell them that that's a teaching of the devil, and they're not going to take it. They're going to take something completely unrelated in high school instead. Anyhow, rant over. But I have one more thing to add, and uh, this whole notion of choice-based idiocracy needs to just stop. Needs to stop. It's helping nobody. It's creating an entire population of people that act like sheep that's easily to direct. You just direct the whole flock onto a steep cliff and they all fall off one by one without them ever stopping and realizing, wait a minute, we're going towards a cliff. Just stop for a moment. Put down all that social media. Put down all those conspiracy sites. Get off of Reddit for just 1 second. Get off of Twitter for just 1 second. Get off of all that nonsense. And just go to JSTOR, go to Gale Encyclopedia, go to any library website, start reading actual books about basic concepts. Educate yourself. Learn geography. Learn another language. Learn something. Stop believing what a bunch of uneducated people are telling you out of their asses. This is Brutal Honesty, signing out.